Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Empress Jack Rabbit, and I do predictions, we do table talk, Tori Boo and I, and we do reviews on shows. Today I'm going to do a prediction looking at Safaree Samuels. If you don't know who he is the young man that Nicki Minaj was in a relationship for quite a long time, who played the back role to her. She ended up breaking up with her, or he broke up with him. You know how that goes when you're young. You never know who really broke up with who, but they aren't together anymore. It was interesting to me because of the fact that she had been out here making records, and we didn't really know about him. But all along, he had been there with her in a long-term relationship. And you might say long-term relationship, since they were teens or what have you. And now he's out on his own. He's made, a hater song against her. Then he did some Meek Mill songs when Drake and Meek Mill were having their little moment. And so I thought I would do a reading on here because he interests me. His birthday is July 3rd, 1981, Cancer. I just call them crazy cancers because they are. Every cancer that I've met, now I'm not talking about every cancer in the world, but every cancer that I met is, they have a real homebody spirit. They can be a bit difficult to get to know. They seem a little withdrawn or hard on the outside, but real softy on the inside. They're good enough as a person. My problem with them is that this need that they have to spread news and to gossip, when it can be at the risk of hurting their relationship with the friend or hurting that friend, they do it anyways. They like to be in the midst of what's going on. And with her being a Sagittarius, I can imagine that they like to be in the midst of one another to keep the drama going. He also added a certain amount of balance to her. If she got too hot, he had the ability to cool her down. His birthday being July 3rd, so in his early years, he was really into or raised in the church. I wouldn't be surprised if he had been even a Jehovah's Witness, but really into the church growing up. Really focused in, they usually find one thing to really focus on. His would have been on the rap game. This wasn't, Nicki Minaj and rap wasn't new for him. He'd already been out there. And I think they had already had a little group before she stepped into it. I think that was during like high school days or early days. So he would have been a student of rap. Now, you can be a student of anything, but that doesn't necessarily make you good at it. You could study and read and listen to music, what have you, but when it comes to actually performing, you may not be the best. And that includes he could write. When you hear that he wrote for Nicki Minaj, they have the nerve now, these young people talking about ghostwriters, being Meek Mill's talking about Drake, or Nicki Minaj alluding to it at one of the awards, I think BET Awards or something. But they all use them, but she had Meek Mill's, and she could go off and say what she wanted to say about people not writing their music, and she was doing the same thing, and she knew without a fact he wasn't going to say anything, because cancers have a tendency to be very loyal. They like that whole family aspect. He changed on her, though. And now he's in his sort of middle number, his birthday number, which is a 3. And he wanted to be more in the limelight. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to be not only writing his songs, but performing them too. Why not? She was working with other artists. Why not work with him? And in her mind, she likes to control everything precisely. And it was already in her mind anyway set up on how their relationship was going to be handled. And he initially went went along with it. So it was sort of like, why should I change at all? Not only does he like the limelight a lot, he's very creative, very excellent writer. He could have written songs, poems, and especially rap. So when you hear him saying that, he's telling the truth. It's oftentimes because this guy or this gal was on the side of the star. We don't often want to believe that, and they're speaking their truth. Overall, he's a number 11 person. That is a hard master number to carry. Not only are you learning really hard lessons, you have a lot of karmic to overcome, and overcoming negative karma, and hopefully filling up a positive karmic bank account. But even if you wanted to stay out of the limelight, as it seemed like he wanted to, I don't know if he really did, but she wasn't giving him any. But as you try to avoid drama, you're always drawn into it, or it comes to you automatically for you to learn your lesson out of that particular drama, whatever it is. And as I look at him and this whole Meek Mills and Nicki Minaj thing, she was drawn to him, he was drawn to her. He taught her how to rap, and he taught her how to write. And it wasn't her best ability. What she was good at is being in the limelight. All of us are good at something. So he would write and she would shine, and she liked it like that, and we did too, because we never really asked that much about him, I don't guess. With that whole Meek Mills situation, that's just part of the course. I can't say to you this is the one reason that they broke up, but I can say to you, as this is the karmic lesson that he had drawn to him, that he would be with this female who would do grand things, and then he would be dumped, even though he was still needed, really. Can't say if Meek Mills is the best person for her. That's on them. I'm not even looking into that. For him, he comes across as a number one. If you didn't know him, he looks like he's selfish about himself and maybe has strong leadership skills, but he's not really that. He's more of a good follower. He's good at things he does, but he's also a good follower. And if he trusts you and believes you and even loves you, I might say, he would do an awful lot for you. He is going into a number 9 year. His birthday would be in July 3rd, so it's already kicked in. He's probably already felt it before. And a lot of that feeling it before was that sense of betrayal. Someone very close to you betraying you, and when you least expect it. It's seemingly come out of the blue. But let's face it, he saw the red flags along the way. When this lady was blowing up, what did he think was going to happen? You know, people tend to do that, and we all like to climb one ladder or another and get to the next best thing. I don't say it always happens, but it happens enough. So he's got that. He should not start any new projects this year. Any new projects are going to falter and fall. I don't know if he's trying to drop any music, mixtapes, albums. They're going to not fare very well. He would be best to really relocate. And what I say by that is to make an actual physical move someplace he's always thought of living, and get himself completely disentangled from that whole Nicki Minaj mess, because it's over. She's not going back to that. She's going to get tired of Meek Mills and go to somebody else anyways. And you can see that coming around the bend. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that. She's always looking for the next best thing. This guy, though, it's a year of endings. He's going to come put things to closure. He's going to get clear in his mind that relationship is over. No matter how many years they've been together or what they've shared, he's going to make some moves, big moves and change. And next year he'll start brand new and fresh and decide where he wants to go with his life and in his career. And I wish him the very best with that. Right now, I know he's supposed to be dating somebody here recently. Not going to last. Don't even think it's going to be a long-term situation. It's not going to last. And And that's good. He needs to take time out. Oftentimes, we young people break up with someone and they want to jump to the next person. And somebody usually gets hurt in that. They're always that other person is the transition person. I don't know how good I don't care how good they look, how buff or hunk they look, how beautiful and sexy they look. It never seems to work out. So he'll have a lot of times by himself. And his next birthday, he'll start planting new seeds that'll carry him through the next 9 years. But anyways, I wish him the very best. If you like that, give me a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. We love all of that. And we make sure that we try to get back in contact with most everybody that writes us. Let me just put this in here too. This is for entertainment purposes. So if you try to write me and tell me some kind of correction on this, that, and the third, I don't care. It's for entertainment. It's fun. It's to give you a general idea of people and what has or can continue to motivate them. So have a good night, folks, and see you next time.